Hi everyone, welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. It's great to be back again for another week of creativity, and we're going to be playing with a new bundle today. So I've got a beautiful card planned for you, and so we're going to be doing a few techniques today. So that will be really fun. So I hope you are able to join me. For those of you watching the replay, thank you so much for coming back and watching. And I hope that you enjoy this video today. All right, now if you are watching on Facebook and you're here with me live, you'll see a little red live button up the top in the left-hand corner. If you don't see that, then you'll be watching the replay, and I will post this over on my YouTube channel as well, so you can watch over there. Alrighty, so before we get going, I'll just bring this live up on my other devices so that I can see all of your lovely comments. So bear with me and I will just bring this up. Okay, and as you're jumping on, say hi, let me know that you're here. And then that way we can chat as we craft. And if it's your first time watching, then let me know where you're watching from as well. Okay. There we go. Hi Helen, how are you? Great to have you with us today. Thank you for joining us. Oops, hang on a minute. Whoop, 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 whoop. What happened just then? There we go. Okay, we're back. Okay, so I've got my iPad going here. I've got my computer over there. So hopefully between the two, I'll be able to catch everybody's comments. All right, how was everyone's weekend? Let me know in the comments how your weekend was. If you did anything special, if you did any crafting, let me know in the comments. I had a lovely day on Saturday afternoon. We had our ephemera extravaganza class, and I had some lovely ladies come. We had a beautiful afternoon together, creating lots and lots of beautiful cards using the new mix and match ephemera and the cards and envelope packs. And we made a whole stack of cards. Everybody got their own products, so they were able to create whatever they wanted. Or they could copy some of the cards that I had created. So I've got a whole stack of them here. I'll show you. They're in the little baggies still, so I won't pull them all out of the baggie, but you can. I love this one. Super cute. So we're not playing with the ephemera today, but I will just show you some of the cards that I created. A couple of these you might have seen before because I've shown them previously, and this one I made on a Facebook Live a while ago, and this one too. This one was a new one I created on the weekend, and I did post that one up yesterday, I think it was. And we've got this one. I love this one. I think this one's my favorite one. So we had lots and lots of cards, and I still have a stack of ephemera left to make more cards. I love this one too. This one's really pretty. So yeah, so we had a lovely afternoon, and my daughter had made us some lovely afternoon tea. So, you know, you always need to have something yummy when you're crafting. So we had a nice afternoon tea, and yeah, and we just had a really fun time together. So it was really great. So let me know what you did on the weekend. Yesterday was a lovely cruisy day. We just had a quiet day yesterday, and then in the evening my son came over and we had family dinner. So I really enjoy our Sunday night family dinners. It's our new tradition now that my son has left home. He comes home at the moment every week to have dinner with us, so that's really lovely. Helen said yesterday she made a workbench card using the trusty tool bundle and paper for a 65th birthday. Oh, that's awesome, Helen. Fantastic. They're great, those workbench cards, aren't they? They're awesome. Yeah. I really love them. Oh, that's cool. Very good. Very good. All right. Now for, oh, you might notice that I am wearing my butterfly brooch today. This is my orange butterfly brooch. I have a blue one as well, which has Indigenous design on it. And but this one, I wore this one today because I was thinking this one was going to go more with our card today, but then I changed up the colors. So same sort of style of butterfly, but different colors. But we are going to be playing with butterflies today. So I thought that I would wear my Erstwälder butterfly brooch today. Okay, so what I was going to let you know is if you are not, if you don't already have one of these beautiful new annual catalogs, this one launched just in May. So we are, we're probably about 6 weeks in, I guess now, or just over a month in to this catalogue. But if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia and you would like one of these catalogues, let me know. I would love to get one out to you. So you can get in contact with me via Messenger, and I can, or email, and I can get one of those catalogues out to you. We're going to be using some of the products from there today. And hey Glenda, how are you? Great to have you with us. And the other thing is too, at the moment, Stampin' Up! Has got a special, if you haven't already heard. This one is the extra 10% off bundles and the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. So the bundles that are discounted will be the stamp and die bundles. Most of you will already know, if you've been around Stampin' Up! A little while, you know that if you purchase a bundle, you do already save 10% rather than purchasing the individual products. But at the moment, till the end of June, you can get an additional 10% off that bundled price of those stamp and die bundles, which is super awesome. And 10%, as I said, off the machine. So that's the large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and the mini as well. And also too, you will find the Boho Blue mini machine is also in the, I think it's in the online exclusives, and it is also discounted as well. So really great bargains at the moment. So we're going to be playing with some of those bundles today and some techniques as we go. So I've got my water painters. We're going to be doing some watercoloring. We're going to be doing some dry embossing, heat embossing. Yeah, so lots of fun. So a few different techniques today. What else did I need to tell you? Oh yes, if you are not already following me over on my YouTube channel, be sure to go over there and follow my YouTube channel over there as well. Click on the little click on subscribe, then click on the little bell notification, and you can choose how you'd like to be notified whenever I upload new videos over there. And if you're not yet following me here on Facebook, then feel free to do that, and then you'll get notified whenever I post or put up new content or videos, etc. So be sure to do that. If you are interested in joining Stampin' Up! And becoming part of the crafty community and getting an amazing discount on your products, then please get in contact with me and let me know, and I'd love to give you more information about that as well. So yeah, I'm happy to answer any of your questions that you might have. All right, well, I think that's all that I had to tell you about today. So I'm going to, at the moment, so I'm going to flip the camera down to the desktop so that we can have a look at the products and we can get crafting. So feel free to chat along with me, chat with me, craft along with me. Hope you've all got your cuppers. I actually just am sticking with water today. I thought I'm going to be so busy creating my card that I'm not going to have time to drink my cuppa, so I'll have a cuppa afterwards. Yes. All right, so let's cover up the camera and tip it down onto the desktop and we'll get started. Okay, just bear with me one moment and I will cover this up. We'll do a little transition here. Okay. So if you are in the South Pacific, you'll be feeling this chilly blast that has come through. It's been quite cold the last few days, and we had some rain over the weekend and we've had some sun as well. It's kind of been all over the shop, but it's been so cold. The mornings have been cold, the evenings have been cold. During the middle of the day, well, a couple of the days have been really cold too. So how's everybody coping with the cold? I really don't like winter. I don't cope very well with the cold at all. So I have been rugged up and knee rugs and fan heaters, even with the ducted air conditioning and the works. I just get so cold. I'm just going to move these down a little bit more. Alrighty. So any of the products that I show you today, if you are looking for them, you can find them in my online store, and you can get to my online store either via my blog or via my website. So feel free to go to either of those. This is my June host code, so be sure to use that, add that just above your shopping cart when you're shopping with me if your order is under $250. If it's over $250, don't use the host code, because Stampin' Up will actually give you Stampin' rewards, which you can redeem in products on that order. But any orders over $75, well, you can use this host code for any order, but orders over $75 will receive a thank you gift from me as well. All right. Hey, Glenda, how are you? Great to have you with us. Oh, Glenda says she would rather winter than our summers up there. Yes, because she's further north, so it gets quite hot and humid up there. Yes, we do get actually out here, because we're Western Sydney, we're closer towards the Blue Mountains. We actually get hotter temperature than in the city in the summer, but we don't get the humidity quite so bad. Well, we do get humidity, but not so bad as up north. Up north, it's quite humid. So, yes, but I would rather try and keep cool rather than try to keep warm. I don't know. I can just never warm up properly. I always just seem to be cold in winter. I think spring and autumn are the best seasons. All right, so there's our little promo for the bundle special. So be sure to take advantage of that this month. You might see that I posted up an unboxing video the other day. Well, I filmed it live actually, because I took advantage of the current special as well, and I got a whole heap of bundles, one of which we're playing with today. So I'm going to show you in the catalogue on page 68. We have the Sketched Butterfly bundle. So you've got the bundle price up here, but at the moment you'll get an additional 10% off that bundled price. Okay, if you want to purchase just the stamp set, you can. There's a code here for that. If you want just the dies, there's a code here for that. But believe me, you want both. Yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful bundle. You can actually find the bundles in the catalogue if you, if you turn to page 57, all the new bundles are from there on, and they're the ones that have the specials on them. But not only that, we also have bundles in, and that goes through to page 73. We also have bundles in the online exclusives, which you won't find in the catalogue. They're just in the online store. So be sure that you go and check those out as well, because there are lots and lots of other bundles that you won't find here in the catalogue that are actually still discounted with the special at the moment. So be sure that you check that out too. All right, so sorry, I'm just trying to get move that light glare off the page. It's a bit tricky with the lights, my new lights now. This one here was my inspiration for today. So I'm basically casing the caddy today. I'm basically casing the catalogue. I am going to change it up a little bit though. I'm changing up the colours, the paper, kind of a similar layout, but a little bit different. And yeah, but this was my inspiration for today's project. So remember that you've got all of these beautiful sample projects in the catalogue that you can case. So if you get stuck for ideas, if you lose your creative inspiration, or you just feel overwhelmed, remember to come to the catalogue and look at the samples that are in the catalogue and just case something out of the catalogue, and that'll get your creative juices flowing. Hey Brenton, how are you? Great to have you with us today. So you'll see there's lots and lots of sample projects in here, and they're simply stunning. Like, they're just beautiful. You've got all of these and so on and so forth. So yeah, so be sure to be using your catalog. All right, now I'm going to keep that one open at that page because that's my inspiration. So I want to have that readily available. I'm going to pop that over here. Who's crafting with me today? Is anybody crafting? Hang on, I've got to find somewhere to put my keyboard. Oh, actually, before I do that, you know what I'll do? I'm just going to grab my links and I'm going to put them in the comments for you all, so that if you need to find anything, if you want to request a catalog, if you want to find my online store or my joining links, they will all be in this link. So let me just find it here. There we go. So I'll put that in the comments. There we go. All right, so all of my links there are under that Linktree link, and you can then navigate to where you want to go. All right. Oh, hey Kathleen, how are you? Ah, you're scrapbooking as I'm crafting too. Fantastic. That's awesome. Hey Julie, how you going? Great to have you with us, ladies. That's cool. What are you scrapbooking today, Kathleen? Is it photos of your kids? Is it a holiday? Yeah, what are you scrapbooking today? What photos are you scrapbooking? Or do you tend to do layouts and then add the photos later? Some people do that as well. All right, so let's have a look at these products up close. The sketch butterflies, I just always love butterflies. But I just really love the sketchy design of these ones, and I love the beautiful sentiments as well. I love the mixed fonts. The images are shown at 90%, so they are larger in the case. I've already taken out the ones we're using today, and I've got them on my blocks ready to go. So I'll just show you the size difference. Okay, so you can see the actual stamped image is bigger than the image on the stamp case. So these are the Cling red rubber stamps. They've already got the foam built into them, so you've got that nice cushioning, and you get a really nice stamped finish with the Cling stamp sets. You love this bundle too, Brenton? Yeah, it's really lovely, isn't it? So this is my first play with it today because I just got it at the end of last week. So yeah, so I'm excited to have a play. So with the dies, we've got the dies that cut out all these butterflies. Not these little ones though, these are little accent butterflies, but we've got dies that cut out these ones, and then we've got these additional butterfly dies as well. So they are really good. I just realized my light is reflecting off that case, so there you go, that's a bit better. So we're going to use the majority of those dies today. I think the only one we're not using is that one. So yeah, so there you go. So an additional 10% off this one at the moment. If you love this one, it's a great time to purchase it. Kathleen says that she is scrapbooking photos of the kids when they were away. Then I am making some bookmarks for my daughter to take to an aged care facility this week to hand out as a little gift to cheer them up. Oh, that's beautiful, Kathleen. Oh, that's so lovely. Good on you. Oh, fantastic. Very good. Hey, Vicky, how are you? Oh, your notifications aren't coming up, Vicky. Okay. They used to, something must have changed. Okay, maybe just double check again that you have got notifications selected for my business page, because I know that Facebook does change things from time to time. So yeah, so just maybe double check that it's still switched on, that it hasn't been switched off or something by accident, or Facebook hasn't done something weird with it. All right, so the other thing we're going to be using, oh hey Leslie, how are you? Lovely to have you with us. The other thing we're going to be using today is the Thoughtful Journey 6x6 designer series paper. If you haven't seen this, you can see I've been using it. I've got lots of chopped up bits. It is stunning, stunning paper. I love it. oh, hang on a minute. It's actually from a suite by the same name, the Thoughtful Journey suite. And I do have the stamps and dies now. I got them last week as well. So I've got the whole suite of this one. But we're going to mix this up with the butterflies today. So let me show you some of this beautiful paper. I've got these gorgeous watercolor designs. And I thought that these really lend themselves well to the watercoloring that I wanted to do with the butterflies. And in fact, we're actually going to use the B side of the papers rather than the side that has got the imagery. We're using just the watercolor side today. So I'll show you which one we're going to use. Really beautiful colors and designs in here. Oh, hang on, this one's getting stuck. There we go. Whoops. I did lose those last few. I thought I could feel them slipping through my fingers. But these are just, yeah, gorgeous papers. So lots and lots of watercolor. So if you love watercolor, you will love these papers. But even if you don't love watercolor, these papers are gorgeous. They're so stunning. So we're going to use some of that today. What else are we using? We are using an embossing folder. I've chosen today the new Eyelet 3D embossing folder. This one is also from another suite. This one is from the Country, oh goodness, what's it called? Country, hang on a sec. I'll tell you. It is in here under suites. Find it. Oh, that's the Thoughtful Journey suite, the one that I was just talking to you about. So that one is stunning. We will have a play with that over the coming weeks with the whole suite. Oh, Country Woods. That's where the embossing folder comes from. The Country Woods suite collection. So that is another gorgeous suite. And that one is a mega suite because it's got the two bundles, two different designer series papers. Then it's got embellishments, the embossing folder, and the ribbon as well. So yeah. So we're playing with some of that as well. So we're doing a bit of mixing and matching today. I also did pull out my new Keeping Tabs bundle, and I have a little die to cut out the tabs as well. I was wondering if I might incorporate the tabs at the side, but I'm not sure that I'm going to have room for them. That was my original idea, but I'm just not sure if that's going to work. But I thought, well, I'll keep them out and we'll see how we go. All right, well, let me show you what I have got so far. Oops, hang on a minute. Okay, so I have got, so I've already done my embossing to save a bit of time. All right, I've got a piece of cardstock. So this is, I'm actually using Basic White Thick today for the card base. And also for the stamping, because we're going to be doing some watercoloring and it just holds the water a bit better than the standard Basic White. But if you don't have the thick, you can use the Basic White. So that's okay. So this is half a piece of A4 cardstock cut lengthways, okay? And then, so cut at 10.5 centimeters and then scored and folded at 14.85, okay? And that gives you your card, which is going to open, as I call it, a tent fold, like that. Okay, we've got a piece of that beautiful designer series paper, and I have already cut that down. Look at these gorgeous colors in this piece. On the other side, we've got a little scene here, but we're going to be using this watercolor side. It kind of does look like the ocean with the sky in the background, doesn't it? But we're just going to use it as a background today. And this one I've cut, so the same length, 14.85, and I've cut it at 9.5 centimeters. Oh, sorry, no, it's exactly the same size as the card front. So it's 10.5 by 14.85. I'm getting mixed up with the next piece. Okay, so this piece here, this one is cut at 9.5 centimeters. Now, if you miss all the measurements, don't be too worried. I will put all of this on my blog this week. So yeah, don't worry too much if you want all the measurements. You don't need to rush to write them down. So 9.5. Now this one was a little bit longer. This one was 14.95, because then when I embossed it, it shrunk
the height a little bit. So originally I started with the 14.85, and then once I embossed it, it shrunk it a little bit, and you could see the paper top and bottom, and I didn't want that, so I just left that a little bit longer and then let the embossing folder do the shrinkage. Okay, so basically all we're going to do is we are going to put this down the center, and you're just going to see a little bit of the color here at the sides. Okay, now if you wanted to, I'm just keeping it simple today, so I am keeping it exactly the same size as the front. It's just easier, makes it easier for me to line it up. But if you want to save paper, you could cut a 2 centimeter strip and adhere it down the left side, and then a 2 centimeter strip and adhere it down the right side. And then you've got that piece in the middle that you could use on another project. But I'm just keeping it simple today, so but if you like to be thrifty and save, like maximize the usage of your cardstock, feel free to do that. All right, so that's where we're starting. Okay, that's our starting point. Now we are going to do some stamping of our, oh, where did I put my, oh yes, I've got it. We're going to do some stamping of the butterflies. Now we're going to be using the large butterfly, the medium, and the small. So that's the large, the medium, and the small, not the sideways flying one, not the profile one. We want to see the whole butterfly. Okay. We're going to stamp those, and then we're going to emboss them in gold. So to do that, I've got my Versamark ink, and I've got some gold embossing powder. Now I've got the old variety. Stampin' Up! Now has a different, it's carrying a different brand. This was the Stampin' Up! Brand, just an older bottle and a newer one. They're now carrying the Wow brand, which is available in the online store. And you can find it in the catalogue as well. It's still the same, still gives a beautiful gold finish. I've just got lots of the old ones still, so I'm going to use that up first before I buy any more. Then I've got my Embossing Additions Toolkit, which comes with the embossing tray, the brush, the tweezers, and the embossing buddy that I always forget to use. So I'm going to try and remember to use that today, although we're embossing on white, so it doesn't matter quite so much today. All right, so let's put all of these to the side. I've got my heat tool ready as well. So the Stampin' Up! Heat tool is a fantastic heat tool. It's got a little foot that folds away for storage, and then it stands up nicely on your desk. You've got the plastic protector over the hot metal tip, and then it's got 2 heat settings. Number 1, which is great for drying, if you're drying watercolors, for instance, which we're going to do today, or if you're drying other pieces that are a little bit wet, or you're trying to dry ink really quickly. The number 1 setting is great, and for heat embossing we're going to use number 2 setting because it's a much hotter and faster heat. All right, so let's start with using our embossing buddy. So this is an anti-static pillow. It's filled with powder, and we're just going to rub that over our whole piece. And basically what that means is that if there are any sticky bits, any fingerprints, anything like that on the cardstock, when we use the embossing buddy, it takes away any of that residue. So that means that the embossing powder will only stick to the ink. So it's only going to stick where you stamp your image. I think I need to re-ink my Versamark actually. I noticed when I was practicing with it earlier, or not practicing, but designing my card earlier, it felt a little bit dry. So it doesn't really matter where you stamp these on this piece because we are going to be die cutting it later. So nice firm pressure. This block, in case you're wondering, this is an E block. You need the E block for the large butterfly. Okay, now you can sprinkle that with embossing powder at this point if you want to, so you can see where that butterfly is. But I'm actually just going to look in the light. Oh, I've got a bit of hair on there. I'm just going to look in the light to see where that butterfly is, and I'm going to make sure that I stamp this butterfly down a bit lower. Okay, and then we've got our little one. See see where that one is. I'll stamp that one over here. There we go. Now, we'll give those a clean in a moment. All right, so I'm going to pop that in my embossing tray and take my embossing powder, sprinkle that over the large butterfly at the top. There we go. And then I'm going to give that a shake around and move that around the cardstock and let it just fall onto those other butterflies and pick up those other butterflies there. There we go. All right, so then we've got the embossing powder on there. I'm just going to give that a little tap, tap, tap with the handle of my paintbrush. Oh, I did get some, I must have had some ink on my fingers there. There we go. Okay, good. Now, you've got your little brush here too that you can just brush away any excess if you do get a little bit of excess. I'm going to just pop that over to the side. What I always tell everybody is to make sure that you put away your embossing powder before you even think to turn the embossing tool on, the heat tool on, because if you accidentally have this nearby when you turn the heat tool on, you're going to melt all of that powder and you won't be able to reuse it. So we're going to return this back to our container. We'll use our brush to just wipe that down into the little funnel. Clean our tray. Now, if you are using different coloured, whoops, I just missed. If you're using different coloured embossing powders, just make sure that you clean your tray out thoroughly before changing colours, just to make sure that you don't mix the colours of your embossing powder. Okay, and it's got that little screw cap there so that the embossing powder doesn't come out of the tray until you are ready for it to. Now, I did just get a little bit here. Let's see if I can return this back to the bottle. There we go. Good. All right. Haven't needed to open up this other one yet. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to use these tweezers to just hold my cardstock so I don't burn my fingers. Actually, let's go this way so I'm holding it up the right way. And we'll turn the heat tool on, so it's going to be a little bit noisy. I'm just going to let it heat up for a moment just to get that nice and hot. And actually, before I do that, I'm just going to put my silicone craft sheet down just to protect my desktop from the heat. And I'm watching under the light. It's always a good idea to do heat embossing under good light so that you can see when that embossing powder starts to melt. Can you see that starting to melt now and become shiny? Can you see that? So as that starts to melt, you just keep moving your heat tool. Some people like to heat from underneath. Some people like to wave their heat tool. I don't find that it's necessary. I just keep a steady movement and just keep moving it as that powder melts. There we go. So then just have a good look under the light. Make sure that everything looks like it's melted and shiny. That looks great. Good. Done. Okay. Pop my little embossing buddy over there. All right. So I've got just some scrap paper here, and I also am going to keep my silicone craft sheet here as well. You can find this in the online store or in the catalogue. It's a great little handy tool to have. I use it when I'm gluing. I use it, you can do reverse stamping, different techniques, and it's heat resistant as well, so it's really great. All right, so now we're going to colour our butterflies. I've got my water painters here. The water painters come in a pack of 3. You've got a broad tip, and I use this one all the time for sealing my envelopes. So no licking of envelopes. I use my water painter to moisten the seal, and it works fantastic. So that's my most used one. And then these two, oh, also too, you can use this one to do water wash backgrounds and things like that if you want larger areas that you want to watercolor. I just mainly use mine for the envelope. Then you've got these two, which are finer tips. So you've got a medium tip and a fine tip. Excuse my very dry hands. I always struggle with dry hands in the winter. So this one's great for finer areas, and this one's great for larger areas. So yeah, so they come in a pack all together, all three of them. Just one tip with these: when you are filling them, they unscrew backwards. So they unscrew in the opposite direction to what you expect them to. Normally we would tighten up going anti-clockwise, but that's actually to unwind them up. Open them. Okay, so you just fill them up with water. I like to use filtered water. I have a filtered water tap on my sink, so I like to use filtered water so that I'm not using the chemicals. I just find that it keeps longer. And then when you're screwing the lid back on, yeah, just remember to screw it in the opposite direction to what you would normally. All right, now colors for coloring. The colors that I'm using are, I actually decided not to use that one, but I'm using these ones. Hang on, let me just rearrange. There we go. All right, so I have got Petunia Pop, Pool Party, Misty Moonlight, and a little bit of grey, basic grey, just for the bodies of the butterflies. We're going to use a spare block as a paint palette. Now, if you've got a larger block, you can use a larger one. Whatever size block you want to use, they make great paint palettes. Okay, so sorry about the reflection. I'll try to move that a little bit. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our ink. Oh, actually, before I do that, I need to clean my stamps. It's always a good idea to clean the ink off your stamps, even your Versamark. Clean that off straight away. It keeps your stamps in good condition. So I'm just using the chamois. So we want to look after our stamps so that they last. And the chamois just has water in it. So it's just been run under the tap and then wrung out, so that it's just moist but not too dry, and it cleans your stamps beautifully. That's your water-based ink stamps. If you're using StazOn, then you need to use proper StazOn cleaner. But the chamois is great for all the others. All right, so put a little bit of Petunia Pop. So we're just going to dab a little bit of Petunia Pop on the corner of our block. We're going to take a little bit of Pool Party. I'm going to pop my Pool Party on the opposite corner. I'm going to go a bit heavier with the Pool Party because it's a lighter colour. Then we just want a little bit of Misty Moonlight. So I might put my Misty Moonlight on my other block. Just a little bit. And we only need a little bit of basic grey as well. Now, some people like to mix their water wash in the lid of the stamp case. You can do that. Just if you have a lot of water in there, just make sure you dry it up with a piece of paper towel or a baby wipe or something before you close your ink pad, because otherwise that water can drip into your ink pad and then it can water down your ink, so you won't have like the true color. So just be mindful of that. Okay. All right, so there we've got all of our colors. I'm going to start off with the fine tip brush, and all we need to do is give a little squeeze. I'll move those ones over there. We're going to start with the body first. Going to give a little squeeze till we get some water dropping out, and then we're going to mix that with the ink, okay, and that'll give us our watercolor. So if you want to test it, just test it on some scrap cardstock first, and this is just going to be for the bodies of the butterflies. Okay, that's all we need for that, so that's great. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is you might want to have some paper towel nearby so that you can clean your brush off. So all you need to do is give your brush a little bit of a squeeze, let that water flow through to the tip, and then just brush it off on a piece of paper towel. I did have a, I've got an old Chucks here, but I hadn't dampened this. It was quite dry, so I was having trouble cleaning it. So if you are going to use a Chucks or something like that, just maybe put a little bit of water on it first to dampen that, and then that way it'll clean it much more easily. All right, so let's make sure we've got all of that grey out of there. Okay, good. All right, so now I'm going to move to the wider brush, the medium tip brush, and I'm going to add some, I'll turn that around the other way. I'm going to add a little bit of the Pool Party. So let's get some water into the Pool Party. So squeeze, let some drop in and just mix that around. There we go. All right. And because of the nature of this stamped image, you can really be, and we're doing watercolors, so you can really be as rough and free with this as you'd like to be. There's no, you know, watercolors, if you ever look at watercolors, they're very sort of free in their design. Would you say in their design, or how it's colored? So yeah. So I'm just going to take it out a little bit to the edges. There we go. Okay. Now while I'm there, I might do the other butterflies as well, because I had already worked out the colours that I had wanted to do them. So I'll just continue to colour them while I'm using that colour. Doesn't matter if I go a little bit out of the lines because we are going to die cut these. So that's okay. Does anybody else love watercolouring? I was actually going to use the watercolour pencils today, and then I changed my mind and at the last minute and thought, no, I'm actually going to just use the water painter brushes. There we go, and this little one's going to be a different colour. Okay, so we're going to clean that off again. I'll just move that up a little bit. There we go. So clean that off again, squeezing our brush, just doing a backwards and forwards swipe motion to get that clean. And once that water runs clean, then you know that it's good to go and change colors. The tip will still be a little bit stained. That is the nature of the acrylic tip. The little fibers will pick up some of that ink and have a little bit of staining, but it doesn't affect how it colors. All right, so now with the Petunia Pop, it's quite a deep color, so I'm going to add a few drops of water this time to really water that down a little bit and make a softer color. There we go. Okay, if you get a little bit too much on your brush, if your brush is too wet, you can dab that off onto your paper. If you want to test it, you can test it on your scrap there. And we are just going to go out here. I love that with the embossing, the heat embossing, it helps to hold the color within the design when you're doing watercoloring, because you've got that raised edge. Oh, you always feel intimidated with watercoloring, Leslie. You have to have a day of just watercoloring. Yeah, just have a play and yeah, just muck around with it and just get the feel for it. It's really fun and you can't really go wrong. Like, yeah, you can never really go wrong with watercoloring, because as I said, it's quite free form, so it's very forgiving. There we go. So we'll just add a little bit in here of the Petunia Pop. So as you can see, I'm being pretty rough with my coloring. Like, I'm not trying to stay in the lines, or, well, I'm kind of trying to stay in the outside lines, but oops, Oh, we had a little bit of something there in the butterfly, but that's okay. We're going to die cut that. All right, so for this one, I'm just going to put a little bit of petunia pop around the outside. And if you're worried about colours and colour combinations and things like that, remember that there is that resource in the back of the catalogue with the colour wheel. So you can always use that as well. There we go. All right, so now we're going to add a little bit of blue to this one. So we're just cleaning off our brush again. There we go. Get that nice and clean. I'm just giving, what I'm doing is I'm squeezing. It says here on the side of the barrel, push. So basically squeeze. So you just squeeze at both sides and let that water flow through till it's running clean. Still got a little bit of pink coming through there. Okay, I think that'll be good. Move that one out of the way. Now, the Misty Moonlight is quite dark, so I'm going to add a lot of water to that. Give it a little mix. I just want that to be a bit softer. Okay, dab that off on my paper, on my paper towel, and just pick up the lightest. Okay, and just going to add a little bit of blue down here in the tips of the wings, and I'm just going over those other colors just a little bit to sort of blend them together, just like you would if you were using Stampin' blends or you know, other blending techniques. So you're just going to blend those in a little bit there like that. There we go. And then this one down here, this one's going to have blue in the center of those wings there. So you can see that you don't really need much ink on your block to do the watercolouring when you get that, when you add the water to it. Yeah, you get really vibrant colours. There we go. Good. All right, so now to clean these blocks off, you can either use a baby wipe, you can go and run it under the tap at the sink, or you can use your chamois. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use my paper towel first to take off most of the ink. I'll take off the majority of it, and then I'll clean that with my chamois. Take my chamois, just make sure you clean the edges too, because sometimes that water trickles over the edges. There we go, and it's all nice and clean, so super easy. Now, of course, you can do those in whatever colours you like, whatever colours you have at home. I've just kind of used the same colours as what's in the designer series paper to match them to that. Now, you would normally let that sit to dry a little bit. Because we have already heat embossed that, you don't want to be adding too much more heat to it, because what will happen is the embossing powder will melt too much. It'll go too far and it'll seep into the cardstock, and you're going to lose that raised image. Okay, so yeah, so don't, if you want to do anything, just put this on #1 and heat it a little bit from the back, but don't overheat it, because you don't want to melt that embossing, the heat embossing. So I would just do it very gently, just very quickly, just to help it to dry out a little bit. But ultimately, the best thing is to let that just set aside to dry. So I did some ahead of time. I went a little bit different with the colours, same colours, but this one is a little less green in the middle, and the petunia pop is a little bit more vibrant. So I'm going to use those ones for our project today because they're already dry, and I'm going to set this one aside. I do like the colours of this one though, it's just a little bit softer, but they're pretty close. Okay, so I'll pop that one over to the side, and we're going to do some die cutting with this one. Okay, so let's bring out our dies. Alrighty, so we need our large one for the big butterfly and our medium one. Being very careful to take those off so that we don't bend the dies. The double-sided tape that comes on the cardboard sheets when you get the dies is very, very sticky. So you just want to, what I do is I kind of peel the cardboard away from the die rather than trying to pull the die up so that I don't bend it. All right, now I might get a little bit of washi tape, or not washi tape, post-it tape to hold those in place so that they don't shift. So I'll just grab that. Oops, hang on a minute. I'll just put the lid back on my brush. Make sure you do keep them capped so that you protect those tips too. Okay. So I'll line these up. That looks pretty good. Got to just watch the antennae on these ones. Make sure that you get that lined up. I think that's okay. So I'm going to use a couple of strips. I just get this post-it tape from Officeworks, our local stationers, and it's really great for holding your dies in place when you're die cutting. And our little one. Let's make sure we get them nicely lined up because we don't want to have to color them. Well, we don't want to have to heat emboss them again and then start from scratch. Hang on a sec, that one's not holding. There we go. Okay, so I'll bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And remember, at the moment there is 10% off these machines. This one and the large one, as the regular size, the mini, and the boho blue mini as well. Which the boho blue mini is cheaper than the other two, I believe, because it was already at a reduced price. So I think currently it's available for $99. Don't quote me on that, but I think that that is about right, which is a really good price. Sorry, I'm bumping the camera as I wind this through. Okay, so let's have a look at our butterflies. Oh, look how pretty they are. They're gorgeous. Oops, the little one didn't come out. Come on, there we go. That one was a little bit off with the die cutting, but not too bad. There we go. Aren't they gorgeous? Look how beautiful they look now that they're die cut. Let's move the plates out of the way. Very happy with how they turned out. They look great. Look at that. All right. Now, the other thing that I did do as well is I went ahead and I die cut these butterflies, these ones here. Just from regular basic white cardstock. Okay, I did that ahead of time just to save time. Now they, I've got one lot still here that needs to have the little bits removed. So I'm just going to take my die brush. Oops, hang on, we've got butterflies flying away over here. And just going to brush those with the die brush. The die brush attachment comes separately for the Take Your Pick tool, and it comes with 2 of the foam mats, and I just keep mine in a little Tupperware container. And any that are a bit stubborn that don't want to brush out, I just use my Take Your Pick tool. Okay, and then we've got these ones, so we'll get those out too. Makes lots of lovely confetti. Now, if you wanted to, you could actually water wash these as well, watercolor these. Just a nice wash over them would be great. But I'm just going to keep them white like the card in the catalogue. But if I had thought about it earlier, I probably would have coloured them. Oh, this one's being a bit stubborn. Let's use our pokey tool and poke those ones out. This one didn't cut as well. I must have had it in a my plates are very worn. The ones that my base plate on my machine is very worn. I probably need to change it over, because it's when they get a bit warped, sometimes they don't cut so well. And looks like that is the case with this one, because all these little bits are stuck. Because I've already done one of these. I die cut one earlier and I actually didn't have the problem with this one, so I must have just positioned it in a spot on the plate that was had a bit of a dip in it or something. So it's quite warped. Oops. Okay, we'll get that last little bit out. Come on, come on. There you go. Just that last little bit. Oh no, there's another one down here. Oh, and another one here. That's it, got them. Okay, that one, and then the little one. There we go. That one all came out. Okay. And then I just tip all of that off the foam into my little container. And then I can just tip that straight into the bin. My little confetti. Or you can use it for a shaker card if you choose to. There we go. All right. So we've got those. I actually did die cut 2 sets of all of those. So I've got 2 sets of the 3 butterflies that are joined, 2 of the medium size one and 2 of the small one. Okay, and now we can put together, oops, our card. Okay, so I'm just going to do the layers, I'm just going to adhere the layers flat, and I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue so that I've got that wiggle room to be able to line everything up. So lots of glue, nice thick layer of glue gives you that movement to be able to slide it around on your card. Now, because I'm doing edge to edge on the card front, what I like to do is tap it on each of the ends to make sure that everything is all lined up. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. 2 secs. I just realized I didn't put my phone on do not disturb. So there we go. Okay. All right. And now we're going to adhere this layer, which is our embossed layer. I embossed that earlier. That's just ordinary basic white cardstock, and I embossed that with the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. Okay. There we go. Now this time we're going to have, it's going to go top to bottom, but we're going to have a few millimeters on each side. So there should be about 1/2 centimeter on each side. So we'll just line that up. Again, top to bottom, give it a little tap, tap, tap. There we go. Okay. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the largest butterfly down here, then the medium, then the small. Now this reminds me of when I was a kid, we had such a shame to cover up the DSP. I know, it's such beautiful DSP, isn't it, Leslie? It's really pretty. That's okay, I've got plenty more of it, so it's all good. When I was a child, we actually had a framed set of butterflies. They were ones that had been preserved. And I know it sounds quite morbid nowadays, but I used to just be so fascinated with these framed butterflies. And Mum used to keep them on top of the bureau that we had in the study. And I was always so fascinated with these beautiful butterflies. It was just the closest you ever kind of got to a butterfly. And so that's what this reminds me of. There were 3 butterflies in the little case. And so that's kind of what this, when I saw this, these butterflies, that's what it reminded me of. So I'm just going to slot in these other butterflies here and there to just fill in the gaps in the white background. Like that. Oh, we might need one down here. Actually, let's put... we might put this little guy down here, and we might put this larger one down here. And then we've got one more little one. Could put this little one up here. Something like that. So then we've got like a flutter of butterflies in the background. So I think that's kind of how I want it to look. All right. Now, because we've got, now if I had have thought about it, I could have used the adhesive sheets behind those die cut butterflies before die cutting them, which would have turned them into stickers and made it so much easier to put them on my project. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use my silicone craft sheet and a little craft sponge with some multi-purpose liquid glue. And I'll show you a little sponging glue technique. So we're going to put a whole heap of glue here on the silicone craft sheet. Oh, I've nearly finished this bottle of glue. That's okay, I've got another one right nearby. Then we're going to take our little glue sponge. So I'll just move this one away. Okay, we're going to turn these butterflies over upside down. I'll put them up there in the corner. Get a little bit of glue on your sponge. Just dab that. Hold your, let me move over this way a little bit. Hold your butterflies in place so that they're not going to move. And just sponge that glue on the back. Okay, just sponging that. Okay, lift them up, and now they are sticky. So we're just going to apply them there to the background. Now, if you didn't want to have the embossed piece, you could just have a plain piece of white and then put your butterflies directly on the white. Or if you wanted to have a little bit more dimension with your butterflies, you could actually just use the tip of your glue and just put glue in the centers of the butterflies and let the wings just sort of sit up a little bit. But I am going to mount these ones up over the top, so I kind of wanted them there, but I wanted them sort of subtly in the background. All right, so I'll do this one as well. So I'm going to move to a clean section on my silicone craft sheet now so that I don't put the butterflies down in that other glue section there. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to move those two and wrap that around these ones here, because that's kind of the spot that I want it to have them in. There we go. So we'll do this one up here. Okay. Up here. And I'm going to get a little bit more glue. Our silicone craft sheet's getting quite icky sticky now, so I might need to clean it off in a minute. Let's do our little one down here. Oh, there's a clean spot there. Let's utilize that clean spot there. That one was where? Here. Let's put it there somewhere. And then this one up in the corner. Glue, glue, glue. And this one was over here, wasn't it? I think this is the last one. There we go. Okay, so I'll pop that one there like that. Okay, so then we've created our background. Make sure that I've glued all of those down. Yep. All right, pop my little glue sponge back in the container with the lid so it doesn't dry out. And this I'll put out of the way so I don't stick my hand in it because I'm likely to do that. All right, how are we going for time? Oh, we're not doing too badly. Just getting some of the glue off my fingers before I handle my butterflies. Okay. All right, so now with the butterflies, these butterflies are going to be popped up on dimensionals. I am going to just shape their wings a little bit so that they sit up nicely. We'll give them a little bit of dimension so that they do look like they are flying off the card. I don't want to work that too much though because we've got the embossing on there and I don't want to damage the embossing. So I'm just doing that really gently. There we go. Okay, so let's get some Stampin' dimensionals and we'll put some dimensionals, oops, on the backs of these butterflies. I'm just going to use my Take Your Pick tool with the piercing, the paper piercing end. And I think I'm just going to put 2 in the middle to let the wings stand up. This one will just need 1 in the middle, and this one is going to need 1 or 2. I might do 2 smaller ones, I think. 2 of the mini Stampin' dimensionals. 1 and 2. There we go. Okay, so let's just line them up. Whoops, we want the big one at the bottom. Line them up where we want to have them. Trying to just get them centered. Now the other thing is too though, before I adhere those, I just want to be sure where I'm going to put my sentiment. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at the sentiments we have in the stamp set. I do need some more thank you cards, but this one, you brighten up so many of my days. That can really be used for anything, can't it? Oh, I love this one too. Hope is a beautiful thing that flutters in the soul. And then we've got thinking of you as well. So I wonder if we could put the thank you somewhere. I have a piece of, I did pull out a piece of Pool Party that I thought might be nice to have the sentiment stamped on. But I just might see how big that thank you stamp is, and I'll see where I might be able to put that. Let's see. Could maybe put it down there. It's such a shame to cover up the butterflies though, isn't it? Does every card really need a sentiment? What do you think? If I put this one up a little bit higher, I could maybe run a sentiment along here. If I use that longer one, couldn't I? I could put this one along here. And then have those 2 up there rather than use the thank you. What about that? So if we cut a strip, let's measure the width of our sentiment. Let's see. So that's 1 point. Oh, I don't have my glasses on. Hang on. Let me put my glasses on. See where we are at. Okay, so that stamp is 1.3. 1.3. So if I cut a piece that is 1.5, centimeters. Let me do that. I'm not sure about the length yet, but we'll start with the width anyway. We'll go 1.5 centimeters. Try and get that nice and straight. Okay. 1.5. Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure about that color though. I was thinking that color, but now I'm not sure. Maybe we need one of the purples. One of the, I think the Petunia Pop would be a little bit too dark, but maybe we could do Fresh Freesia or, Fresh Freesia might be good actually. Yeah, I don't know that that is going to be the right color. It does go with the wing, with the color in the wings, but I'm thinking more of the purpley tones. Let me grab some Fresh Freesia and we'll see how that looks. Oh, I think that might be closer. The Petunia Pop is going to be too dark, but let's try this one. We'll cut a piece of this at 1.5. Okay. Fresh Freesia, you think, Leslie? Yeah, I think the Pool Parties just isn't right, is it? I agree. All right. So let's take that one away and have a look at this one. Oh, yes. Yes. I definitely think that one. All right. So I will just, I'll stamp it first and then I'll trim it. Now, next question is, oh, that one's got something on the back of it. Oh, I wonder what I use that one for. Something. Next question is, oh wow, let's just put this on a block first. That would be helpful. Where's that spare block I had? There we go. I can use that one. Colors. If I stamp, do I do that in gold or do I do that? I think I might do that in a deeper purple. I might do that in the, I might stamp it in the Petunia Pop. And see how that looks. Because I just think the gold might get lost a little bit on the purple. Let's see if I can line that up. Hang on, I've just got to bring it closer to me so I can see to line it up. Oh, yes. Oh, that's good. Yep. Yeah, let's do that. Good. Okay. Now I'll just clean this on my scrap and on my chamois. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think that will look fine there. And if we just banner the ends a little bit, let's get my snips. And which way do we go? We'll go that way. And we want to go the same way on the other end. So here's a tip for you. You might have seen me show this another time as well. The piece, when you're trimming like this, if you want to get the same angle both ends, the piece that you take off the first end, so if I'm doing the right hand end first, you can use that as your guide to cut the other end if you want to have it at the same angle. Okay, so I will just slide that along. Just got to work out where I want to have it in relation to the words. So let's see, probably about there. I'll line that up. Okay, I'll use that as my guide to cut the same angle. There we go. Probably need it a little bit closer actually, so let's just slide it back a little bit more. Just take a little bit more off there. There we go. There. And then that can go in there. Beautiful. All right. Yes, I like that color. I think that was a good choice, that color. All right, and now we can put our butterflies here like so. Okay, so let's take the backings off our Stampin' Dimensionals, and we'll pop that down here. Oops. So it's not very often that I do a card with so much white background, because most of you know I do like my my distressing and my you know, what's the word, my texture, although we have the texture here in the background, but yeah, I don't often do white backgrounds, but I thought let's do something different today, because you know, we've all got different styles that we like, and so I thought, well, other people might like to see this sort of style. Oops, there we go. And it's good to change things up too and not always do the same thing. There we go. So is that straight? Hopefully. Okay. And all we're going to do is add some bling to this, and we will be done. You could add ribbon somehow if you want to, but I don't think it's really needed on this card because we've got a lot going on here already. Like, it's quite busy with all the texture. There we go. Our little wings sit up like that. Isn't that pretty? That one could have been up a little bit higher, but that's okay. We've already stuck him, so. Okay, so now we need to add some bling. Now, let's see. I've got all of my metallic. So we've got a lot of gold going on there. So maybe some gold. Oh, do you know what we do have? I've got the little brushed brass butterflies. Maybe we could use some more of those, some butterflies. I've also got dragonflies and birds. Well, the birds won't go, but little mini dragonflies. I've got some metallic, what are these ones? Neutral adhesive backed sequins, the gold ones of those, they'd be nice. I'm just having a look to see what else I've got in gold. They would be pretty. They've got some sparkle in them. Pearls won't show up. Probably don't want rhinestones because we've got gold here, and the rhinestones sort of have that silver look. And then I've got all of these coloured ones. So we could certainly use, oh, got those purpley, what are they? The purple fine shimmer gems. I don't have many left of those. We've also got these ones. Are they in Petunia Pop? Oh, they're the in colours, so there must be Petunia Pop as well. It's pretty in pink. I can't see the Petunia Pop. They must be up the top. We've got the Petunia Pop ones of those. Don't think I've got any Petunia Pop left in this packet. This one's a partially used packet. Oh, there's a couple in the bottom. Yep, that's the other colours. There are a couple in the bottom though. So, Petunia Pop or gold? What are we thinking, people? Petunia Pop or gold? I think they would be the best. That's too bright. Oh, there are these ones. I haven't used these yet. Adhesive backed pearl trio. Oh, thank you, Leslie. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, they're kind of the wrong purple, aren't they? Oh, actually, they're pretty close. Those ones might be nice too. All right, let's make a decision here. So we've got Petunia Pop. They're nice. They do look nice because they're, I just think So these pearls, the coloured pearls, I think would go well. Ordinary pearls, I was thinking, might get a bit lost with the white background. Oops, hang on, I'm getting all of my packets all stuck together here. Yeah, I just felt that the white pearls or the iridescent pearls would get lost in all of that background. They do look nice. They're soft. They're sort of soft and pretty like the papers. So maybe those ones would be best. I think these ones are going to be a bit too heavy. We've got the little gold butterflies, but I think we've got enough butterflies going on. Let's use something else. These ones could be good, but these ones might be a little bit too sheer, a little bit too see-through. We might lose them. Oh, actually, they're not bad. I think I like the purple ones. I think I like the purple ones best. And there's these purple ones. These are a bit brighter. Got a few of those. Yeah, they're kind of the wrong tone. Okay, we are narrowing it down, people. What about gold sequins? I think I really like these ones, though. I think these are pretty. And they're shiny, like they're shimmery. So the gold sequins, yeah, no, I think we're going to go with the shimmery ones, the shimmery in colours. So these are the 2024 to 2026 in colour shimmer gems, and I do have a couple of little ones left in this packet, so let's use those up as well. Because these are in, so we've got the Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Summer Splash, what's that one, Shy Shamrock, and the Peach Pie. Yes, had to think of my colours then for a moment, because I haven't, yeah, I haven't spoken of the in colours lately. Let's see, where do we want to put these? I'll scatter them around here and there, I think. Let's use some of these little ones. Pop them in between the embossed background there. I'll put one up here. And oops, I better put this plastic in the bin, otherwise Callie will find it and try and eat it. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, there's our 5. There we go. What do you think? I don't know about this big one up here. Maybe that one needs to go down the bottom near this one, or near this one over here. We don't want them opposite each other like that, though, because that's not okay. You don't want the, oh no, that one's stuck. That one's stuck. Come on, up you come. Up you come. There we go. Good. How about like that? Something like that. I mean, you could mess around with the embellishments forever and still, yeah. I'll leave it like that for now. I might end up moving them later, but there we go. So isn't that beautiful? Such a beautiful card. And that one was inspired, in case you jumped in a little bit later, that one was inspired by the catalogue on page 68. I'll show you the one that I was casing from the catalogue. So it was this one here. And this is my version of that card. So actually, let me turn this back this way. That'll be better. There we go. Okay, can you see that? With the reflection from the lights. So that's my version of that card. Just changing it up a little bit. Different colours, putting the butterflies in a different order. And yeah, really pretty card. So there you go. So there's some ideas and some techniques thrown in there as well. I hope you found that helpful. Okay, yes, I probably am going to move those embellishments because I'm really not 100% happy with the placement of those, but I will move them and then I'll photograph the card and I will post up the photo of the card so you can all see where they ended up. All right, I'm going to tip the camera back up so I can say goodbye to you all face to face. Here we go. Bear with me one moment. Okay. Go. So tell me, hang on a minute, let me just put the camera back on. There we go. So tell me, did you learn something new today? Did you learn a technique that you haven't seen before? Did you learn about products that you didn't know existed before? Yeah, let me know if you learned something new today from my card. So there it is up close. Love those colors. I love purples, pinks. I love this sort of aquary sort of color. This one is, what did we end up using? Pool Party. But any of those sort of aquary colors. And look at that gold shining on there. Isn't that beautiful? So there you go. So I hope you liked that. And just that little bit of colour coming through from the DSP at the sides there, just poking through. So yeah, so a little bit of fun today. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed that. And let me know if you also case this card from the catalogue or you case my version of the card from the catalogue. I'd love to see it. So feel free to get in contact with me and show me what you have created. All right, well, that is all for this week. I hope that you enjoyed that and I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Leslie said, looks metallic with the gold embossing. Yeah, it brings it up beautifully, doesn't it? Look at that shining in the light. The gold embossing just shines up beautifully, doesn't it? Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you all have a fantastic week. If there's anything I can help you with or if you have any questions, then please feel free to get in contact with me. Now, remember that this bundle that I used today, the Sketch Butterflies bundle, that is one of the ones that is on special at the moment for the month of June. What are we in? June. So you get an additional 10% off the bundle price. Okay, so the bundle price is already 10% off the original price, and then you get an additional 10% off. So yeah, so remember that as well. So all right, well, I will leave it there and I look forward to seeing you all again next Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I hope you have a fantastic week. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.